Hey everyone, Corvus here, and in this video I'll show you the process I go through to put paint from a regular Citadel paint pot, so small paint jars, into these kind of dropper bottles that I found on eBay. So you can check the link in the video description for the exact item that I bought here. So they're quite cheap, they're $9 for 30 bottles I think. They're not superb quality, as you'll see a bit later in the video, but I think they do the trick very well. So what you'll need, of course, the paint you want to transfer, then the dropper bottle, then something to stick the paint pot to. You'll see that later, some poster putty there, then some kind of weight to put in the bottle with some water. Then you're going to shake it to get all the paint out of there. Then a hobby knife and a paintbrush. I'm also going to use a pair of scissors a bit later on. I didn't include that in the setup. So with these cheap bottles, you'll notice there's some kind of mold line on the bottom. They'll not make them stand up very firmly, so you'll have to remove this first very gently with a hobby knife. And then the tip also has some flash, so it's best that you remove these impurities before you transfer the paint. So I think that's the downside of the cheaper bottles. Of course, you can buy the Vallejo bottles forever. They're just better quality, but they're going to be much more expensive, of course. So I'm just preparing the stand to stick the paint pot to later. First, it's very important to get most of the paint out there just by hand. So just like this, just make it for a minute or two, I think. Just hold the jar above the other paint bottle and transfer as much you can. And then this is the little trick where it gets a bit tricky. So just balancing it out on top of the bottle and glue the paint pot, stick it to the stand you have there. So you can basically leave that on there to get as much paint out of it. And I'll leave it like this for about 20 minutes, I think. So then the paint slowly drips out. And then carefully remove this setup. But of course there's still a lot of paint left in the Citadel paint pot, so this is where this is distilled water, by the way. This is where the water is used. So I put in, I still find the new Citadel paints quite thick, so I like to thin them a lot. So I use about 20 drops of distilled water to thin them. So just put it in the paint pot and then use this weight. I use a small bolt for this. You can use some kind of metal ball if you have it, just to shake, to mix the remaining paint with the water. And then this is very fluid, so just be careful here to pour this into the bottle. Again, you can make the setup and leave it for 20 or 30 minutes, but I don't think that's useful. This is useful right now. So just carefully let it drip into the bottle. You notice I spilled some paint on my finger, so just clean a little bit, some tissue. Then I'm going to get my bolt back out of this paint pot and just put it in some water to clean it, and you can use it again with your next paint transfer. So just put on the tip here and the screw cap. And that's basically it. But there's one thing I want to show you. That's how I transfer the labels. These peel off quite easily. And they're made from plastic, so they're quite sturdy. You can't compare them to the paper ones that on the Vallejo bottles. So these come off pretty easily. And then using a pair of scissors, you just cut away the outside part so that I only have the center part on there. That's very easy to stick on the bottle like this. So that concludes this little video. If you also think it's useful, please give me a thumbs up, it really helps. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please click the link on the screen. See you in the next video. Bye.